get right into it. Carlos P, I see you're up 3,400 bucks in XFA. How'd you do it, man?
So it was actually a pretty crazy day. Didn't start out so well. I think it was similar to MP. I was expecting a down day today. I just thought we'd get a little bit more downside. And in the beginning, I got caught just trying to short this market that was just slowly climbing up. And I mean, I think at the worst, I was down about $1,700. And then when I finally flipped my bias and just waited for a pullback to get long, that's when things started working out. And now I'm up about $3,400. So basically, just you have to be flexible with your bias. I know that's something we talk about all the time, but it was definitely hard today, especially with just how crazy it was. I mean, we had like one red candle in an hour of the market. It was crazy on the 5 minute. But yeah, just recovered. Slowly took myself out of that hole, just jabbed away, and we're back in profit.
Guy, man, good job. Jab, jab, jab. Let's take a look at these markets in the throat. Oh, it's my man. Dolby time for some ranges. Let's see what here in the Nasdaq. 813, I should say. About 30 points off the highs there. ES. Looks like we're in a bit of a range. Let's go right into it. Dolby time. We're seeing some buying in gold here, 33.47. Let's take a look at that ES Dolby and break it down.
The ES. Let's go to the ES.
Yeah.
I really like the 30-minute range, which we're getting pretty close to the top of. A lot of wicks, but if you look to the left on the 30-minute candle, we got a couple 30-minute candles, which means we are in a range. So we could take that anywhere between 54, 56, up to 54.84. Let's see if there's anything bigger on the horizon.
30?
Yeah, that was a 30-minute. Not quite the 4-hour, but the daily, getting kind of close. So we need one more candlestick for it to really truly be a range. But for you preempt it, 5,500 would be the high, and the low of the range would be around like 53.80 or even like 53.56. But it's the 30-minute range, the 15-minute range that I think we're going to be looking at for right now. And Nasdaq, I would assume, is looking pretty similar, and it is. Give or take a couple wicks, a couple points. 5-minute range looks good. 15-minute range looks good. 30-minute range looks solid. Looks like the indices are kind of in weight. The equity indices are in weight.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my chart here, I mean, we've been riding the 21 EMA for, I mean, even just from overnight, pretty tightly. I mean, you see these multiple bounces, it goes up, it's riding the line, and here we start to come down. But we still haven't broken below the 21 EMA. So right now, where the 21 EMA is at right now, it's at 19,148 around there.
148. Okay.
Yeah, so we literally just bounced off of it again on both the ES and the NQ. So to me, it's been holding up pretty strong. I say until we break below that, I'll just be looking for longs at that bottom of the range, if you want to call this a range we've been in.
It's pretty range
what I'm looking for.
Yeah. That's just what bias do you want to have in the range. It's kind of the thing. I'd be leaning longs.
Yeah.
I'm saying at 21, we just have it. We're doing higher lows, higher highs.
Yeah.
We can get a good pullback here, then I'll definitely hop into some longs. Not trying to catch a reversal or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Seeing that the president might be speaking right now. Eddie's the juice back up. Starting to see
looks like it might be. I'm watching both just in case, but Trump says, I think Putin will listen to me on stopping strikes in Ukraine. That's the latest Trump comment here, but watching eyes on the prize.
Good man, Eddie. All right, Carlos, before we get into it, if we do take some trades, please call. You said you have some exciting news for us in the green room. I said, do not say it. Save it for the show. We are now in the show. What is this exciting news?
Okay. So it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I held off on it because I felt like I personally wasn't ready. I wanted to be, better at my craft. I wanted to work on myself as a person, all those things. But I decided this new year, I'm like, it's been a while. It's something I just want to do. And at some point, you got to start somewhere, right? You have to start somewhere in everything. And, you're not always going to get that perfect moment, or you may not always feel as prepared as you want. But what's important is just starting, and the rest will follow. So to start this new year, I was working on a few things, and I was finally able to start my own YouTube channel. Right now, I have one video up there, and I'm working on another one. Just want the channel to be a place where, I document my journey trading. Right now, with my goal of being getting to the live account and getting on the big board. So just documenting my journey, also helping out other traders and sharing information that I wish I had when I started. So my next video, spoiler, is actually going to be about TopStep and just talking about the pros of TopStep and why I think any new trader should start with TopStep first and go from there. So that's what the next video is going to be about. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Okay, find you on YouTube.
Yeah, so the YouTube channel name is The Trading Anomaly, all in one word.
Trading Anomaly.
Yep.
All right, let's go give him a follow. We'll get that link post up in the chat. But we did see some new highs here in the ES, Nasdaq as well. 54.88. Well, I guess we're outside that 30-minute range now by about 4 points here, Dolby, in the ES.
Touching the shorts, that's for certain.
Yes. I definitely was familiar today.
Anything I should be looking long, even I'm not right here right now, but we can get any sort of consolidations, any little mini ranges, pullbacks. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to the upside.
I like Dolby said, I wouldn't want to get into shorts. I personally, for a long, would probably be waiting for another 21 EMA touch, if not just another test of these wicks at like 180. And if I see the positive jump from that, then to get in long again. But yeah, getting long up here can be a little scary. I mean, getting long at all today was scary at any point because you're just you have almost like PTSD from how the market's been moving for the past month or so, where it's just like at any moment you can get a tape bomb, 100 points down, and that's it. That's why it's important to have stops. Important to have stops.
It is.
I've definitely been saved a few times from these tape bombs just from having a stop.
For your whole account.
Exactly.
There's a link. I found it, Carlos.
34 subscribers. Go subscribe. The Trading Anomaly. Why are you the Trading Anomaly, Carlos? I have to ask.
Well, the name Anomaly I've had for such a long time, even since I was a kid, because whether it was I was playing baseball or back when I competed in esports, everyone used to always say that I was different, either the way I played or just the way I was as a person. I was different from the rest, and I stood out. So I kind of just took that as who I am. Someone that wants to stand out from the rest. And so with trading, I just want to be different than all of the other traders out there. I want to be someone who's genuine, someone who doesn't only show the good side, also shows the losses and shares my struggles, and help those that are also in the spot I'm either at right now or traders that are just starting, and be that person I wish I had when I started.
Good for you. Love it. Yeah, let's go subscribe to the Trading Anomaly in the house. The Trading Anomaly happens to be up $3,400 in his XFA right now.
Boom.
Not too shabby.
Shabby,
definitely,
indeed.
definitely a good day. Happy with that. If any trade is taken, I would like to walk away with $3,000. So I would only risk about the last 400 that I have. It's just important to set kind of that daily limit for yourself. That if I'm gonna keep trading, how much money am I okay with losing, and I'll still be happy on the day. So for me, that number is 3,000. So I'm only gonna risk 400 on the trade, and if I hit that, then it's fine. I'm still happy with the $3,000. But I've been in way too many situations where I'm up 3,400, let's say, and just want to keep trading, and you don't set that limit for yourself, and a $3,400 day can turn into a $500 day or even a lost day if you're not careful. So it's very important to stick to that number and stick to those rules. And we have features on TopStepX to help with that. I've been locking myself out when I trade, and it definitely just helps clear the mind and not have to force discipline, right, and run the risk of trading when you shouldn't. It's good to just know that if I lock myself out, I'm done and I can move on. And I'm happy with what I made.
Yeah, man. For those who are meeting Carlos for the first time, Carlos and his father happened to trade together. How's dad doing? Is he still on his trading journey?
Yeah, he's doing good. It's just funny because again, everything he goes through, I remember when I went through, when I started, and he was going through a little bit of a rough patch with his combines, and he thought, well, if I get the bigger account size, I'll have more drawdown, and I think that I can trade better that way. And I told him, like, listen, it's not the drawdown if you can't do it with the $1,000 daily loss limit and the parameters there. I'm like, you're not going to do it with a bigger account size. But I'm like, listen, if you want to try in the day trading, you have to learn for yourself. Certain times, so I'm like, just go for it. Who knows? Maybe you will trade better, right? And he quickly learned that wasn't the case. He struggled in the bigger combine as well. But lately, he's actually been doing good. I just think he's going through a moment when he's close to passing the combine. It's one of those things you start to get in your own head, and I've been there, done that. You start to get in your own head, you start to question trades, and then the trades that you shouldn't get in, you get in because you missed a good trade prior. So it's just about kind of sticking to his game plan. When he sticks to his game plan, he's an extremely good trader. I mean, in his practice accounts, when he sticks to his plan and he trades without fear, he's putting up $2,200, $3,000 days. It's just about translating that into the combine and getting rid of that fear aspect. And that's something that happens at all levels. I mean, it happened to me in the combines, and now it happens in the XFAs. And I'm sure once I transition to live, that initial time in live is going to be a little bit stressful, but it's important to stick to your plan and not trade any differently just because the environment may be a little different. You have to just stick to your plan and trust that whatever got you here can continue to carry you through. But he's doing well. He still continues to trade, still does his thing, and we'd love to be on here again.
Hey, tell him hello. Is he watching right now?
I don't know right now because I know we had a taking delivery or something, but he watches afterwards. So if you have any words, he'll definitely we'll see it.
I'm very proud of his son. Let's take a look at this. ES step on the highs here. 54.89 double time. We are in. Also count.
Well, we're long, but we're going to get stopped pretty soon unless this bounces. We're long 4 MNQ 19,216s, but we're at break even right now, so this might get tagged. It was looking really good for a little bit, and then I think maybe ran stops and just came back down again. All right, we're out for break even, minus 950. So we tried.
Not a bad idea. Expecting to run.
I was holding.
Yeah, some Trump comments here.
Yeah, Eddie, come on in. He's starting to speak now.
Pretty much minor, talking about that. He does think that Ukraine, Russia, obviously, hopefully, we all pray that they do have peace. He says he has a deadline here on this Russian-Ukraine deal, and after the deadline, we have to have a different attitude regarding that. So that's what's hitting the wire here. No hot biscuits, just a bunch of cold Pop-Tarts. And back to you. Oh, here's one. NATO, not as powerful without the U.S. It could have been a hot biscuit, but back to you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. Interesting indeed. Take a look at the tilt. Nothing really popping on the tilt. 60% long in ES. Nothing wild there. So Carlos is going to jump into the YouTube streaming world for trading. Are you sure? You want to do this, Carlos? Are you
funny enough, when I was younger, I had a YouTube channel, as embarrassing as it may be for Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to trade cards with people and all that. I've actually been on YouTube. Sometimes I kick myself because I'm like, man, if I wasn't so small and whatever, I should have taken advantage of that. When I was actually 6 years old, I made a YouTube channel for gaming. And I was really good at the game I played. And I used to record with just like a camera in front of my Game Boy. And I would record myself playing. And I remember back then, this was, I don't even know. I was like 5 or 6, that was like 20 years ago. So it was somewhere around there. But yeah, I've done YouTube here and there. So I think I'm at a place now where I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Let's go. I am truly enjoying the drama and the beef going on in the chat right now. We got Sure Life Hacks going at M4U and Trades with Jesse. You see Trades with Jesse and Power Hour. And who else we got here? Just a little bit of a beef going down in the chat. It's very, very entertaining. Hey, let's stay locked in on these markets right now. Everyone play nice. We're all trying to make a couple tickies around here. Chat is fired up. Dolby time. You're flat now. And nothing really popping. 19,200 now.
Now what I would expect here is seeing that we came down from the highs again. Kind of following suit with what's happened before. We've made new highs and came down, made slightly new highs, came down. We made a little bit higher highs, but we're coming down now. I would expect a touch to the 21 EMA again, or at least getting down somewhere around here, maybe 160, 19,160. But with just how strong the market's been, I'm still not entirely sold on the idea of shorting here. I'm expecting to move down to the bottom. But I do believe that if we do get down there and the 21 EMA hold, I would be open to a long.
All right. Dolby time. Talk to me. You there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. All right,
I'm
good.
good. We're good. Everything's good. Sorry. Plus, it's just yelling constantly, guys.
Can't do this. I can't do it. My partner cannot do it. Chill out, guys. All right, 19,200. Last trade. I forgot to do this price. 19,200. What else do we have on?
By shorts, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just get. No, what? Let's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
What just happened?
40-point rally.
Yeah, new highs ES 59.94. New highs in the Nasdaq 19,245. Something just hit. I do not know what it is. Just yet, oil popped. Gold selling off a little bit. T-bomb just hit. Look at the 5-minute candle in the Nasdaq.
That's why it's dangerous for short, man. I
What's that? Jerry Seinfeld. I feel like right now. Ooh, Nasdaq. Question that.
We saw this yesterday with Trump's comments, repetitive comments, moving markets. I think that's all this is doing here right now.
It's the algos. The algos are scraping it.
Algos, you're right. Here we go. Trump on China trade talks. We had a meeting this morning. Did not know that. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Talking to China, the whole country all at once. China.
Yep. All right, right back down to 19,000. If you were short there, you got stopped out. This is the tricky part. This is what Carlos was talking about, and Dolby time as well. I'll go slugfest. Yep, pretty much what we're looking at right now. About the hour in 1 minute.
There's nothing to.
Robert Darcy
So
says
risky
Trump has
to take trades
nothing to do. Well, it is. It's thin. Take a look at the ladder on the ES. We got a 500 lot up to 5,500. The Nasdaq, Nasdaq ladder pretty thin. Carlos, are you still sticking with the mini mini Nasdaq, or do you do micros at all?
I did when the market was running the way it was, like earlier. I did switch to micros, just because the movements were insane. I mean, you can make so much money with just 5-6 micros, just because the average move is 50-60 points. That's sometimes. But I've gone back to minis, so right now I just stick to 1 to 2 minis. Being that we've slowed down and price is a little bit easier, and even then, like I said, you need stops because that tape bomb just hit there is a perfect example of what could happen, in either direction. Yeah, right now I'm sticking to like the 1 to 2 minis.
1 to 2 minis. Okay.
If you got to trade, you at least want it to have a shot. Going into Trump tweets and all that stuff, trading when he has a meeting is just such a crapshoot.
It really is.
And
That
was a frustrating thing. Exactly, that was a frustrating thing. I mean, there were trades that I couldn't be mad at because I followed my process, but it's like it's frustrating to deal with randomness that comes in, and then it's like, man, I had to have a 60-point stop there, even though it looked good until news came out. So yeah, it was very frustrating, but glad that things are kind of coming back to normal, and I think it's also reflecting.
Careful, Carlos. Normal. Careful, normal.
This maybe it's normal.
Yeah, no. Where'd it go? We got 130 lot up off at the Nasdaq, offered at 250, 19,250, offered 124 times. Only paper I'm seeing on the ladder here. Last trade 19,230. Let's go see if he wants to get those 250s. Those would be new highs if we did trade to 19,250 in the ES. We have 800 lot offered at 5,500. So starting to see some offers on the ladder to the upside. About 9 points to go in the ES and 20 points to go in the Nasdaq to go for that paper to the upside. We see crude moving higher here. Hell, crude woke up. Last trade $62.74. We cruise on the move. Last 22 minutes, crude is up about 70 cents. 70 cents. Something has woken up.
Oh yeah, very wiggly. Carlos, did you ever consider a short in 19,255? So it's sort of like a daily resistance level. Potentially, maybe there's a nice cheap short up there, or you're just trying to go trends all the way.
55 piece.
I would personally say if I get into any short, there definitely would be a tight stop. And I'd want to see like how we got up there, right? Like if we kind of shoot up there now, I wouldn't then just immediately take the short. Like I wouldn't leave a resting order there basically. But if we get up there and I start to see that we're kind of, we got up there a little bit slow, or maybe struggling a bit, we come off of it a little bit, then I'll consider getting in short. But the shorts are just scary, man. And again, I just think I got burned earlier today pretty bad shorting. So it's like I really had to kind of burn in my mind not to really short. I think I had like one good short trade today. I caught one of these candles here. But overall shorting is definitely scary.
It is. Yeah, it would just be
5,500.
5,500.
Yeah, big. We saw some big resistance up at 5,500 in ES the other day. Pretty much tagged it in this turn lower here. Yeah, we got the 800 offered at 5,500 in the ES Nasdaq. That's right. 19,240. Is that 100 offered at 250 right now? 8 points to go.
Tight range too. I'm on the 1 minute chart right now. It is a 20-point range, maybe 25 points in the last 5 minutes. So it's pretty tight right now. It's tempting to put some shorts, some like micro shorts up there at like 255, 260, maybe even 270 to see if it does a little stop run. I don't know if we like a long-term hold, but there is some value to tempting.
There have been a lot of times there where shorts looked good and then didn't really work out.
4 points to go. 4 points to go.
Very close.
54.96. New highs in the Nasdaq. 19,251. Now 252's print. Closing on 5,500s in the ES. Going to keep an eye on that.
We're about to hit that 255 here.
There's the 255s. Let's see what would happen. I don't take any trades. I'm just talking. Everyone chill. Just chill.
Oh, chat's fired up, man.
Fired up. I
love it. Hey, 4,000 people watching, Carlos, man. We got the new trading anomaly in the house. You Brooklyn? Where are you at in New York? Are you
Long Island?
Long Island. Oh, yeah. 0 Day J and Cove Trades. Do you have
I've actually seen 0 Day J streams, yeah, but I don't know in real life.
Oh man.
Who's your favorite streamer? Excluding TopStep TV, who do you like in the streamer world now that you are becoming one?
Not gonna lie, once TopStep TV started, I really just started watching TopStep TV from the start and never watched anyone else. To be honest, the only streamer I really watched before TopStep TV was Trades by Matt. He's a OG. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
OGs.
Good dude.
Yeah, I remember I used to watch him when he had like 10-20,000 subscribers. So to see what he's at now is crazy. The amount of time
he's up on
he's been doing
5,500 incoming. See if it gets filled here.
Never a good idea. There's no consolidation. There's nothing. Just straight through.
These pullbacks aren't even.
Yeah,
I mean, you had a pullback here at the closing next candle. If you want to get in, you had about 4 points to then get in.
See if these
and then it just goes.
I'm looking at 19,220s were possible longs because we're starting to have that little range form. So would have offered maybe a cheap trade the long side. But now I got to queue up again. So we'll see if we can get long somewhere else.
What has helped me if the market's really long like this and the play is just to get long is, sometimes I'll use the previous wick of the last candle to get in, right? So if you kind of see here, it's worked out a few times where, let's say on this green bar, we opened up, the wick is over here, we went down a little bit, came back up, reverse right here, we tested the wick here, reverse, now we're up green. Sometimes if I'm just looking to try to get in with the trend and get in like on a quick move, if I see it respond well to a wick like that, I will just then get in and, again, keep the stop tight, but get in for a move like this, you can still make, a good amount of money in that little move.
Crude not done. Crude still cooking to the upside here. Crude up about 70 cents. 70 cents in the last 27 minutes. S&Ps have not printed. That's 5,500. Even has not printed yet. Getting close. Point and a half away. 54.98. Gold selling off. Nothing on the tilt.
Gold down. NQ up. Is that the move right now, Dre?
It is. When it works, it works. But then it broke earlier today. Some of the chats did say they were both going up at the same time. It's like, oh, great. Now what? Papa George just
Finding
about to eat up
support everywhere.
500s. Definitely gonna keep an eye on these 5,500s. I'm guessing there's some stops just above 5,500 in the ES. First, we got a trader. I might see some selling in here. Are you gonna run away from it? 2 days in a row. Oh, lady, you're talking NQ. All right, fair enough. Oh, people are asking, when is the check-in form? When is the check-in form coming? Coming today.
People want to know, Dre.
It's coming today.
I gotta get myself on that list too.
Man, Carlos, you heard, we said it in the green room. We said what is happening, man. You heard it.
You said it in the green room. We all missed it. Yeah.
We got 2 points to go here in the ES. I believe the president has concluded for now.
Okay, back on the bull then.
Back on the bull.
Every single pullback is just getting bought. It's crazy.
Yep.
Long one. MNQ. Yep.
Here's the thing here. They're having lunch right now.
Mm.
And Trump's supposed to be back here a little after 12 o'clock. We'll see that. Trump's bilateral meeting with the PM. See if he's got any more comments. And a little later on, he's going to be signing some 8x10s and kissing babies. No, wait. He's going to be signing some executive orders. There you go.
All right, thank you, buddy. Don't we have a price?
257, just a micro, but we're really trying to focus on getting this average down. So that was more just dipping our toe in the water. I'm looking mostly at around like 240s, 235s. But as long as we're stair stepping higher, it's like, fine, we'll just keep on buying it. You know what I mean? And if it ends up selling off, that's fine. But I don't want to, all of a sudden just slam shorts because of what? A level, maybe? A weekly level, daily level? I don't know.
Troops said that he has just passed last week's high, 54.97.75. Thanks, Troops.
Good stuff today, chat. Bringing the heat. Say 4,000 people watching. Always bringing that heat. Watching Carlos, the trading anomaly. Double time as well. 159,000 subscribers. Let's get that going. Got 1,000 likes. Awesome stuff. One more time, click like, follow, subscribe, and notify as well. Click that bell. Carlos, get ready. You're going to say that on repeat 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. And kind of turn into a robot. You just kind of boom, go into it. Turn that thing on. So get ready. 54.97 last trade in the ES. Nasdaq 19,252.
Yeah, our average like 240s.
266.
Long 254s.
254.
254. All right.
This could be considered a 3-bar reversal, right? If we break below this previous candle here, like the Dakota likes to say. You could see maybe that downturn I was talking about before, but just so extended.
Chad is claiming I called the top. Maybe I have.
Yeah, here we go.
Long 4, 248s.
248 on 4. Micro Nasdaq. All right.
Now we're in full position. 246.
246. Top of the hour. Top of the hour. What's coming in top of the hour? You ask. We got a 7-year auction. Of course, we got Alphabet earnings after the bell. And President seems to got some headlines trickling in throughout the afternoon as well. I also have a VIP check-in. Number 4, I do believe. Yes, says a VIP setup today. Not yet. So stay tuned.
Oh, one of our traders in chat, Jonathan. What happened, buddy? I was up 43. Now I'm down 1,200 because of this BS. You gotta put some rules in place.
Yeah.
Limit. I mean, it's like I said earlier, man. If you're up profit, you have to set a limit for yourself to end the day in profit. It's the worst feeling when you're up a good amount of money to then now be down.
We can all learn from this, especially you, Jonathan.
Yep.
I mean, never going to happen again.
We're traders, Eddie. How many times we got to touch the stuff a bazillion times to learn our lesson?
We'll
try the front of our hand and we'll try the back of our hand just to triple check that. Yeah, I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Use a
You
pinky
gotta
toe.
put something down.
It's more like it won't happen again today, and then tomorrow's a new day where it has to happen again.
Exactly.
Use that personal loss limit.
Traders for you.
It's like Mick says, you're up on the day, don't lose more than 50%. Keep it. It's got to be not a choice. It's got to be an action. You got to commit to it. I hit that. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, it's true, Eddie.
It's hard to follow rules as traders because no one's there to force your hand, right? And there's no real consequence other than the result of your actions, right? So it is a lot of times just truly up to you to really stick to the rules that you set for yourself. Because no one's going to be over your shoulder telling you, you can't do that, stop, and pull your hand away from the mouse. It's completely up to you.
Yeah. Jonathan came back and said, no, I'm still up 1,200. Okay, cool. That makes it a little bit better.
Okay.
Thank goodness, Jonathan. Right. Give me a hug, buddy.
To your point, Carlos, the markets will check your ass. If there's no one else there to check you, the market will check your ass. And then,
exactly.
There's no mulligans, there's no do-overs. The market will, make you come correct. So that's the ultimate.
You can't reach out to TopStepX support and say, my brother was trading on my account. You can't do anything like that.
No, I was like,
hurricanes, whatever it is.
Market don't give a bleep.
Dan's adding
discipline.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I say market don't give a bleep about lessons and your discipline and being greedy, not being greedy. Market don't care.
No.
Why don't be so blunt? Who gives a shit?
Oh, that was the market saying that.
That's what the market's saying.
That's rude.
But Dan mentioned that the trailing profit loss setting is useful for that. Thanks for bringing that up, Dan. Only on TopStepX.
Yeah, I've got about 1,000 offered here between 5,500 and 5,500 a quarter. So offers stacked up there. Call now.
A little squirrely here.
Under.
Yeah, a little squirrely. Maybe we did call the tops. What a time to be alive.
Let's take a look at some of. We got some. Still got some big numbers out there from our live funded traders. Round up 21 Gs. So what are we doing here?
On this one.
Where's your stop?
217s.
Oof.
Yeah.
Literally almost. We just kissed it.
Those are my thoughts too. Maybe we dodged something.
Yeah, I like that reaction.
A little bit. Yep. Yeah, bounced off a high volume note at 19,218. We reduced our risk a little bit. Under 300.
It is, what's today's date? Oh, April 24th. We like history classes around here. Are you good to go, my man?
I All right, hold on. Give me a second here. I was just sort of catching Gurley in there and adding him to jab, jab, jab. Beautiful day for him. Falling in the day with 258. Just give me just a few seconds here.
Sounds good. 19,232 last trade in Nasdaq. 54.93. Topped out at 54.99. Didn't want to go tag those 5,500s. Carlos, man, oh man, are you ready to deal with quote unquote love in the chat? So far, so good. They love you first.
Then it quickly turns, right?
Tap dancing on your grave just as fast, man. It's
yeah, a couple losing trades.
Good to go.
They're on you.
Care. They do it because they care.
If you don't have haters,
that's when you just put the chat on emote only. Emote away.
Yo, we got some lunchbox trading coming up. Got a lot more coming up today. Lunchbox trading. Hogue, Deanna, Jay, VIP Lounge. Got Dolby Time, JD, and Fatima M. And then Jesse K, Dolby, and myself for Power Hour. Google earnings after the bell as well. That being said, I got 8 minutes left here and trade with TopStep. I was constantly going.
Jordan, we do that.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
To go.
Hey, Professor Horn,
ready.
class is yours.
Oh, thank you very much, Doc. Bullet, let's hit that magic phone and travel back into time. But before we do that, it is National Bucket List Day. You got your bucket list, National Teach Your Children to Save Day,
Real day.
earlier this morning, and National Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Today. How many people are at home with the kids? Should be Easter holiday, right? Well, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. They are at work with you. Happy birthday, and one of my favorite ball players, Omar Vizquel. Happy birthday. But on this day, let's travel back into time. Travel back into time. Okay, enough. On this day, April 24th, 1990, Space Shuttle Discovery takes off, carrying the Space Hubble telescope, which is launched the next day. Expected to remain operational for 15 years. It did some overtime for us. It's still giving us, it sends back data for more than 30 years later. What a workhorse that Hubble spacecraft was, telescope. And one thing I also want to put up, since we're talking space, speaking of space, on April 24th, 1967, Soviet cosmonaut Vladimir Komorov was killed when his parachute fails to deploy during the spacecraft's landing. And he becomes the first known human to have died in space. So I want to give him a little credit. And also, the U.S. space program experienced its own tragedy. Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee also were killed in the fire during tests on the ground. So salute those people that have explored in space. And that's what I've got here for on this day. Back to you, Andre.
Oh, thank you, Eddie Hubble. I like that. We still in this Dolby time? I believe we are.
Yeah, we should.
He might be going crazy. He might be going
crazy.
Stop
was 217.
I believe that is about $20 at this point.
Yeah, yeah, we're just walking our stop up.
All right, sounds good. 5 minutes left. Oh yeah, VIP form is coming. I know. You get frustrated. You say we'll just tell you the time. You promise we'll come back. Come on. We're not
I can smell it from here.
That. You gotta understand. We're gonna draw this out. I mean, we want you guys to hang out with us. See Carlos as well. See Dolby time. You got it. You know what's coming. We'll let you down there, but
you gotta work for
it.
No, you can't be hand out every day.
You gotta. Yes. That's right, Gabe. You get it. 54.92 again. Top of the hour. 7-year auction. See the president's going to speak as well. All right, Carlos. Words of wisdom. $3,400 in your XFA. What do you say to people? Get blindsided by tape bomb. How do you keep your head up and how do you keep your mental stuff like this? I mean, doing full transparency, the ups and the downs. What are your thoughts?
Well, I know for me personally, this past month and a half hasn't been the best trading on myself. So having to deal with those lows, right? Just like you have highs, you have to deal with the lows, and it's extremely important with how you deal with the lows because if you don't address what needs to be addressed, then you kind of just continue to hit your head against the wall. Those low times can last very long. So I know for me, it was just taking a step back, looking at exactly the trades I'm taking, why I'm taking them, and then why they're not working. Basically just journaling, right? Like journaling each trade you take, and not only looking at the technical side of your trade, but also the emotions. Why did you get in? And I saw a lot of my trades where I missed good ones earlier, and so then the next trade setup I saw, whether it was an A+ or whether it was a C-, I took it, and it ended up not working. And then it was just like a spiral, out of control. Every day starting in the red, then having to pull yourself out of a hole. So I'll just say, if you find that you're struggling, if you find that you're at a low point, just take a step back and truly review each trade you take, and not just why you're getting in, but review your emotions while you're in the trade and what you're thinking as you're in these trades. And if need be, take a step away from the markets. I know for me personally, since I started trading about 4 years ago, trading the futures markets, any break I've taken has pretty much been by force, just because I had to. So I took a week off recently just to kind of reset, and that was completely voluntary. Like I could have traded, I just didn't. And to me, I think it's reflected well on my trading, right? I mean, up $6,500 in 2 days. I feel like I'm kind of back to how I was trading before, before the rough patch I went through. So sometimes just resetting that mental, right? Resetting that mental, stepping away from the charts, getting away from the noise. And even on social media, when you see a lot of other people excelling and seeing a lot of other people capitalizing on the market, it kind of makes you feel worse when you're not doing that, right? So even taking a break from all that and being happy for other people's success, but just focusing on me and getting myself where I need to be is definitely important. And sometimes that means you stepping away as much as you don't want to. Right? Like I said, whenever I step away from the markets, I always have that, not anxiety, but just that I constantly think back and like, oh, what's the market doing? What's the market doing? Like maybe I could be capitalizing on something. It was very important for me just to step away, take a breather, and I feel refreshed. I feel better, and I feel like I'm seeing the market clearly now. And that's what's important.
Clearly now. Yes, awesome stuff, Carlos. Also, we pinned at the top of the chat. Go to Carlos's YouTube channel. Go click subscribe. Show him some love. Dolby time. Keep us posted on this trade. Yes. I will see you in Power Hour with Jesse, but he's also going to be trading up in the VIP lounge with Fatima. We got lunchbox trading coming up next, but also we got the VIP check-in. Go tell everyone, get in here. VIP check-in form coming soon. That being said, Carlos, thank you so much. TopStep TV, let's go. Lunchbox trading coming up next.
Greg B asks, you watch the Russell quite a bit. Why do you think it's running stronger than the others? I don't know that I have a great reason, Greg, and I've been watching it over the past week or so. And the reason I really went with it is because I saw it on the quote board being a bigger percentage mover than the S&P and the Nasdaq, which to me just tells me the movement in it was a little bit more fluid, and you know, kind of was getting better follow through on the trades. Why it's moving better than the others? Maybe it's because it's not. It's more of a dispersed weighting, right? Where the Nasdaq is going to be, it's 7 companies move the Nasdaq, if we're being real. And Coach, you've used this analogy before, but the Russell is like moving a barge instead of a speedboat,
If you need help,
where
reach
once it
out to
starts
me.
going
Reach
in a
out to
direction,
me.
it's going
Don't
to
be
go.
afraid. English
I don't
or
really have an
Spanish,
answer for
I
that,
help
though.
you.
Yeah,
I help
but
you
there's
get here.
2,000 stocks
Stop doing this.
versus
This
really
right here
7.
doesn't
You're
benefit
right.
So
you or me or
it's,
anybody.
but
Okay?
to me also from a fundamental point of view, if I'm a institutional fund manager, the Russell has 2,000 stocks. Now these guys have to allocate. It's
Mhm.
part of their structure. So they're being conservative by buying the Russell.
Yep.
It's spreading the risk on 2,000 stocks versus basically 7. And actually, to me, that's a little friendly for the market overall.
100%. Thank you for that, Coach. Let's see what other questions we got in here. What caused the big wick in ES around 7:40 a.m. Eastern time? I don't know. That's outside of my trading hours. I only trade regular trading hours now. That's a joke. I don't know. I'm not sure actually. We see a spike in volume though, and we can actually see when
And that was buying volume.
yeah, buying volume, quick rejection there. Again,
was
holding that high once volume came in for New York.
that could have been, and there was a spike that could have been a short covering buy, like some